Hello children, today we are dealing with letter writing for placing orders for something. We've done it in your earlier classes also, but let me just move on with telling the details of how to write it and what are the features, the format and other value points as per your present standard. First of all, let us see some features of order letter. Order letter is a formal letter, so all the points have to be kept in mind while you write a formal letter. So all those points have to be kept in mind. An order letter has to be written to place an order for some goods or for some articles to a particular firm, to a particular company, and we have to follow the format and word limit, that is around 150 words. You can make out from the name only that we are placing order for something. Now, the format. The format of this letter includes sender's address. Sender's address can be of course the house number or whatsoever, the school address, and it may include email and phone number if given in the question. Second point to be kept in mind is to write down the date. You have to leave one line after writing the sender's address, and then you have to write down date. The formal format for writing date is, say it is June 26, 2020. Then again leave a line after writing the date. And the third main point under format you have to keep in mind is to write the receiver's address. Remember, you are to write the receiver's address, addressing it not directly to a firm, to a company where you are placing the order to a shop owner or whatsoever. You are supposed to address some person or the other. It could be the manager, the sales manager, it could be anybody as per given in the question, or you can frame it on your own. After the receiver's address, again leave a line and write down the subject. The subject of the letter has to be very precise and very clear. Precise is it has to be exact. You cannot write long sentences for writing down the subject. It should finish in one sentence only. For example, order for supply of electric goods. So this could be a subject. Next point under format that comes is salutation. You can write down just sir, you can write down respected sir or respected madam, you can just write down the word madam, and this is how you're going to write down the salutation. After salutation, leave one line again, and thereafter your body of the letter starts. In paragraph 1, see, necessarily there has to be 3 paragraphs for writing down this placing order letter. Paragraph 1, you introduce yourself as in what capacity you are writing the letter. Being the office in charge, being the secretary, being the hostel warden of the so-and-so school. So this is how you introduce yourself. Avoid writing your name, because name is written just at the end after the subscription, and so you're introducing yourself and you're writing the purpose of writing the letter. Why you are writing the letter, what purpose is for writing the letter, what order has to be placed. In para 2, you have to write down the details of the articles ordered. Now necessarily there has to be a table made. Table, in a tabular form, you have to write down the list of the articles along with their company, their quantity, their quality, etc., etc., whatever you want the dealer to know. In paragraph 3, you conclude your letter, writing down several points. There are around 4 value points that you have to keep in mind while writing this paragraph, that I will discuss when I will discuss a sample letter. Then after para 3, leave a line again and write down write down point number 7, that is the complimentary closing. Waiting for an early delivery, waiting for a prompt action, such things can be written here. Then in point 8 is your sender's name, signature and designation. So you have to write down complimentary closing, yours truly, yours sincerely, whatever, and then you must write your complimentary closing. I would like to mention that sincerely is the most it can be used anywhere, sincerely, the word sincerely. So there is no risk in as to where to use it, whether in formal or whether in informal letters. You may use sincerely without any risk anywhere. So here you can use the word yours sincerely. Then sender's name, and above the sender's name you will put your signatures, and below the sender's name you will write down the designation, the capacity in which you wrote the letter, the position that you hold because of which you are writing that particular letter. Now dear children, let us see, we have in the next slide a sample order letter for you, and the question is, you are Amit or Amita, PHE teacher of Wisdom Public School, New Delhi. Write a letter to the sales manager of Bharat Sports Limited, New Delhi, placing an order for sports articles and accessories that you wish to purchase for your school. Also, ask for the discount permissible for the purchase. So this is the question, and here we begin with the sample answer. The sender's address, that is Wisdom Public School, New Delhi. Leave a line. You may or may not write the reference number. Reference number is because you are placing order, because you have talked to that person already. You have been communicating with that person where you have finally decided to place an order. So this letter is in continuation of some previous letter that you have sent to him or you have received from him. So this reference number is of that previous letter, in continuation of which you are placing the final order to that person, to that firm, to that to that shopkeeper. After that reference number, leave a line and write down the date. Just notice the format for writing the date. It is January 11, 2020, or it could be, of course, June, whatever your date, and 2020. Then below this you may write the receiver's address, and the receiver's address here is the sales manager, Bharat Sports Limited, New Delhi. Leave a line again, write down the subject. If you write it in capitals, it is always highlighted, and the subject is very important, very integral part of a formal letter, so it should be highlighted, I suppose. So you should, in fact you must write it in all capitals, like the way it has been written here. See, just notice the way the format has been written so clearly, and such nice expression, nice words have been written. Subject: placing order for sports articles and accessories. You leave a line again, write down the salutation, and then you begin with the first paragraph. Thank you very much for your quotation for various sports articles submitted to the school, full stop. I'm glad to write that your quotation has been accepted. As a result, I'm placing an order for the following articles and accessories for our school. You may also make changes here, not necessarily that you have to follow just this language. You may write down, being the what was the question, let us just see. It was the PHE teacher. So being the PHE teacher of the school, or as the in charge of the physical education education of the school, I am glad, or I hereby inform that we are placing an order for some articles and accessories for our school. So this could be also your first paragraph. But this is a very well framed paragraph, because the shopkeeper might have given you some quotations earlier for various shopkeepers give you quotations for their articles. They quote prices, they quote quality, they quote the brand, the company, and then you have taken the final decision as to who you will place the order to. And so you've had a previous communication and a quotation you might have received, on the basis of which you have taken this decision, and that is why you're writing this way. Thank you very much for your quotation. So this was your first paragraph, very well framed paragraph this is. Let's come to the second paragraph. In the second paragraph, as I said, we are going to enlist the articles in the tabular form. So serial number, item or article, you can say, brand or company, quantity or number, and you can necessarily you need to make at least 4 vertical columns for writing the various details of the items that you are placing an order for. So here we have also included size. It could be anything else that comes to your mind. So footballs, brand is this, quantity 5, it should be number actually, and size 4. So likewise you've written different items and their details that you would like to be ordered. I'd like to tell you one thing here, dear children. In case, say 4 items are given in the question already. So for example, the question would say, place order for some footballs, some basketballs and volleyballs for your school. I would like to mention here that other than the items mentioned in the question, given in the question, you should add 2-3 more items from your own, and then write down the list of total number of articles. It has to be presented this way, nicely and neatly. Then second paragraph, this was the details about the articles in the tabular form. Leave a line and write down the third paragraph. See, third paragraph talks about various value points. Must note down the value points in your mind and then frame the lines. The expression can be any. It talks about the delivery date. It talks about how much discount you would want, or how much discount you expect to be given to schools or to you. Then you would also talk about the condition of the articles that you would receive. Should be, they should be properly packed. They should be, the condition should be good. It shouldn't be damaged. And if there is any damage during the transport, you would who would bear the loss? Should it be the shop owner, or should it be you yourself? And who would pay for the transport? And finally, and a very, very important point, what will be the mode of payment? Will it be through cash, or will it be by a check? So what mode of payment, and to whom it will be made, when it would be made. So all these value points are to be kept in mind. Let me read out the paragraph for you. The above order must reach within a fortnight. Fortnight is a period of, find out, it's a period of 14 days or 15 days. Many students are confused, so it's for you to find it out. So, the above order must reach within a fortnight as per terms and condition given in your quotation. If it is delayed, the order will stand as cancelled. All the items should be in good condition, well bound, bound, and properly packed. Any damage during transportation will be your responsibility. We expect you to either replace or return the defective item, if any, without any extra charges to us. In addition to this, we are writing, I hope you shall allow 20% discount on the purchase of these items, as is usually given to the educational institutions. The payment shall be made only after receiving the order, either in cash or by check. So, you've clearly mentioned that the mode of payment will be what, and when it would be executed. It would be only after receiving the order. So such a well framed letter it is. You get 6 on 6 if you write it this way. Expression, I am saying you can always change. It can be your own expression, but the value points necessarily have to be these. And then we come towards the complimentary close. Hoping for an early delivery, thanking you in anticipation, yours truly. There is one mistake here on the screen. It is yours truly. Okay, so S is missing. Remember, Y of your has to be capital, T has to be small. Then your signatures, your name, and your designation. So this was your letter. Now let us now have one question to practice. You are going to write down this sample letter in your notebooks, and after that also attempt this question for writing it down, and for a practice of placing order letter. You are Aarti or Arun, the office in charge of a school, DPS Krishnanagar, Rampur. School office email is so and so, and the office phone number is 33421. Write a letter to Kabir Stationers. So don't forget to mention it. Mention the person whom you are addressing here. Don't start writing it to Kabir Stationers directly. Write a letter to Kabir Stationers, Kirtinagar, Rampur, to place an order for the stationery required at the school office. Give details of all the products ordered: A4 size paper, printer ink cartridges, ledgers, registers, pens, oil pins, marker pens, stapler pins, etc. So there are around 6-7 items already there. So you may add 1 or 2 of your own and fix a deadline for delivery of the said order. I expect you to write this letter on the basis of the guidelines given to you on this video. Thank you.